Indices rise in the US on cool inflation report. Welcome to Trading at Noon. I'm Ludovica Brignola.
Turbulent time for Boeing as CEO Dave Calhoun resigns after weeks of pressure for change at the company. In the US, stock exchanges closed near fresh record highs, posting their strongest first quarter performance since 2019. Now, the Dow Jones was up 0.12%
and stocks have taken a beating this Monday on two shocks to the system. The decision to call a snap election in France by President Macron has sent stocks reeling and the euro sharply lower. And strong gains by the far right in elections to the European Parliament have caused dismay among investors. Both events introduce an element of uncertainty for the direction of policy. The euro fell to a one-month low against the dollar and a 21-month trough against the British pound.
Investors are addicted to dovish monetary policies, but the Fed doesn't really have much room right now to bring down those interest rates. When do you think they will be able to start? And I think it's interesting because yesterday we saw European banks performing quite well and other sectors like utilities and real estate are struggling despite the rate cut. And we would normally expect the reverse, right? What does this mean in your view?
Leggermente, lentamente virando al ribasso. Parliamo del FTSE 100 in particolare perché siamo sempre più vicini allo zero, anche se in due sedute veramente di incertezza, in particolare per il governo dei Tories, il governo conservatore in Gran Bretagna. La borsa sta reggendo in questo momento più 0,07%.
The thing is to talk about the parent company, for instance, Starbucks. But another thing is to talk about the local operations of Starbucks in a certain country, for instance, Iraq. What is being impacted the most, I wonder? The actual company or the local workers, for instance?
Let's get to equity markets now. And Wall Street jumped at the open with the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq touching fresh record highs. Softer than expected consumer prices data reassured investors that inflation is cooling, boosting hopes for rate cuts from the Fed later this year.
Is there, in your opinion, an intrinsic problem when it comes to the supply side? And I mean, there could potentially be an increasing production in the US, Russia potentially, again, coming off the sanctions list, and then obviously keeping an eye on Iran. What's happening on the supply side?
And that's all from Business News for now. I'll be back in the next hour. But until then, bye for now.